So we got an investigation here in Oshawa. We got a family that seems to be affected by things being knocked over and things moving and specters in the hallway, among other things. So we're going to do the best we can here. One of the things I wanted to start talking about in this place, we did the basement. See where the hot pole comes into the house, and this part of the house has been giving some crazy base reads. I don't know where you got this. You've got different readings on here. As you know, that the millimeter is cancels out a lot. It takes a lot to make this thing move. In the living room of the home, we've got base readings that will pulsatronically change from 0.5 to 20, and it comes directly related to the power coming into the home and the meter. I'm kind of guessing there's some probably poorly grounded wires. It's an older home, so this is kind of what we'd expect. This does go in line with some of the things that they're saying with the home, and maybe this part goes part and parcel with everything else. As you go towards the back of the home, it's not quite as prevalent, but this part of the house has got some crazy EMF readings, so we'll take it from there. So it's going to necessarily be hard to see on the EMF detector here, but in this particular room, again, as we spoke before, we have some readings that are going up and down. As the hydro comes into the house, you can see that the milligas is going up, but it's pulsing. We have an electric meter outside, not the old rotating style, but it's pulsatronic. So we're going to find that as energy, gets waved into the house, electricity, it's going to react that way. So we're going to have that around this room where we have readings that go from a 1.4, 0.5, again up to a 20. This doesn't seem to be affected in the majority of the home. As you go again further towards the back, it goes quite clean. So if we do happen to have a rise in the back of the home, we'll have to investigate why that might have happened. Again, being an older home, with the wiring, we kind of have to assume that some of those wires could be uninsulated, or sometimes strapped to the wall with maybe copper clips, and this might create a connectivity issue, EMF arrays. We had a thing with the ball crossing the room. I had found an earlier concern with this in the way that if the ball itself, the floor itself seems to have a bit of a groove to it. I'm not necessarily sure, obviously, that personal experiences, being as what they are, can certainly be different. It may not be the cause of it, but we do have to remark in the way that this is a plausibility. Things do happen, and sometimes things get knocked and create other sorts of movement. But as we've seen in the past, depressions in the floor, uneven floors can cause this sort of phenomena. We had a situation where the shears had moved. Unfortunately, this is a personal experience, and I can't dispel it, nor can I prove it. A cynic or a skeptic might think that it might have been clipped up on something or caught up on something because of the shear material, maybe just let go. But obviously the homeowners might have experienced something completely different, and we weren't here to see the extent of that. Maybe with some hope, we have cameras around the house, and it might pick up on that. So, as far as the debunking goes, I will state with rationale that we do have a fairly complex array of EMF, at least in the living room. That being said, a lot of what the homeowner's claims of hearing voices and growls are in the bedroom, and in the bedroom we don't have this situation. So, obviously we're going to have some solo work in there and ask some questions in there. We've been asked to provoke a little bit, and because that seems to be what gets some things going, so we're going to do that. Okay? So we'll go hot in the investigation. Yay. What I'm kind of looking at here is
getting an EMF spike. It was 0, it's now up to 0.3.
Okay, so 0.3. Do you think possibly if you're in this room with us and you're the one that antagonizes her at night, is this you? If it is you, let's do something here. Can you please continue to raise the numbers that are in Sandy's hands here? Because personally, I think you're bunk. And unless you can prove it to me, and this is what I'm asking for you to do, and maybe if I'm sounding a little irate at this point in time, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I want to see some proof. Raise that up. Raise that up or lower the temperature. I'm going to give you 10 seconds to do it, because I don't think you can.
EMF is now flat, and temperature's holding at 25.5.
Okay. At nighttime, she listens to growls and things moving around in her closet. It seems like a really, really quiet room. So I think one would hear that. Is this you? She seems to have the feeling that you are of an evil nature. Well, if you're evil, let's feel it. Let's be evil. Make the numbers on here go up. Why don't you come closer to the sound of my voice, or come closer to the box that Sandy has in her hand. There's an orange light on it and makes numbers go up and down. And, you can make us believe it if you actually get near it, but I don't think it's going to move at all. You didn't make it move before. I'd like to see you move it now. Okay, so I'll introduce myself again. As I did at the start of the investigation, my name is Dave and I'm an investigator. I'm here to detect whether you're here or not. I'm here to see if I can obtain evidence to prove to this family, once and for all, whether there's something here. Claims with the family, state that there has been something around their daughter for some time and that it would seem to follow her. And I'm guessing possibly here too, right? Because the mother states that whilst she was here and the daughter was not here, there was nothing, and now there is. So let's continue the line of questioning I had in the bedroom, which was, are you here on purposely picking on the daughter? Or are you intensely trying to be malicious for that case? Are you possibly being quiet with us tonight because you're possibly too chicken to speak up to us? Don't be afraid to speak up to our machine right here. I can't hear your voice. I can't hear your voice, but the microphone on this machine picks up digital noises, which is sometimes the way it comes through. And then we can listen to it later on in a program. I know you maybe don't know what that is, but there's a way of hearing your voice. Don't be afraid of all the flashes going off right now, because possibly what we want to do is catch you on a picture. Okay, there's lots of things to chime and jingle in here. We've got wind chimes on the doors over there. You think maybe you could have enough strength to reach over and touch one of these, like this, and make that noise? If obviously you can move other things, maybe you can move that. So why don't you move one of them for us? There is a lady that died in this home. There could have been potentially a few other people that died in this home, but we do know of one lady for sure that died in this home of cancer. Cancer touches a lot of people. Whether it creates connection, Sandy over here that was just speaking to me, we had a bout with cancer with her. I can tell you that it created a hell of a test on our family. We had a rough couple of years, but it seems to be cleared up now. So, if that's something that you can comply with, there are people here that have lived with it, right? So, now you don't have to have the fear of talking to us. I think it was breast cancer you died of. There's been some advances in that. Unfortunately, I don't think they'll ever cure cancer. But can you tell us of your experiences? You've got to respect the people that are in this home now. It's no longer the home that you live in. They live in the home. It's time for you to move on now. It's time for you to go help somebody or teach somebody. Is that what you're trying to establish here? Are you trying to teach? Are you trying to help? We know that, we have faith, I guess, or hope that there's spirits that guide us. Are you trying to be that spirit?
Now is pretty much your last chance to say anything you want. You brought all this equipment in to document you. Seems like you want to get people's attention. Why'd you pick now to be quiet?
All right, so we have a good investigation here, and we are going to break down for the night and take it from there. All right, so we finished that investigation off tonight. Seemed not to have too much activity occurring there. You know, I think the ball rolling was definitely a case of the groove in the floor, and we've got some severe issues with the wiring, as far as I'm concerned, at least where it comes into the house. I don't know if how much that has to do with everything else. I mean, I'm guessing that the young lady spends a bit of time with her on her computer, and I don't know if that, by in part, may affect her, just because she's so close to that ungrounded wiring.